Yeah, I've tried a few different companies. And
Oh, have you?
yeah, and I've been driving for 27 years. So
27 years?
yeah,
Why you look like
yeah.
you're 33 though?
No, I'm 53. So it's put a lot of toll on me.
Come
So,
on now.
yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, I mean that's why I've been here. I mean, I wish I would have found Landstar a long time ago.
Really?
I didn't, I just didn't know about it. And at Landstar you don't have to run hard.
right.
The loads pay pretty good depending on what you're doing. Last year I only ran like 100,000 miles and was very comfortable with my pay and stuff.
Really?
So, yeah. It was 222, 223.
Oh, really?
Like
When you were running 150, 60,000 miles, what kind of gross were you making back then for the guys that are young, have a young family, and want to run hard?
yeah, well, one year I think I made 285, 290.
Oh, really?
But you're gone a lot. When I first came here,
Yeah.
I thought that's what it was about. I was running 150, 160,000 miles.
We're lucky today. We're hanging out with Todd. Show us your truck, man. Show us around.
It's a 2017 Kenworth T680.
Beautiful.
267 wheelbase.
Look at that.
It's got it's a 53-foot low pro 3-axle step deck.
So that's what this looks like.
Yes, it's got the ramps. You can load vehicles, cars, military stuff. Makes it a little bit easier.
Oh, wow. What's the craziest load you ever had, Todd?
Well, I mean, not real crazy. With jet engines, military, just military vehicles, stuff like that. Yeah.
So no helicopter, huh?
I have hauled a helicopter. Yes.
And that wasn't
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Oh my God, that was. Hanging out. What's going on with the truckers? Welcome to the Asian My Show. We're over here at the Mecca Chrome shop at the 595. I'm here with Todd, the legendary, I'm gonna say legendary Landstar driver, 1.5 million miles. I couldn't believe it when we talked. He just walked in and we were just having a conversation. And 1.5 million miles. How long does it take to get to 1 million miles, brother?
Well, I did mine in a little over 8.5 years.
8.5 years.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of driving?
A lot of driving. Yeah, I've slowed down a little bit since.
Slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
People say they make money. Some people say they have a horrible experience.
Yeah.
And so you with over 1.5 million miles, and how many years have you been there now?
13 years.
So 13 years?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, but you might be the right person to talk to, Todd. So,
Yeah.
if we're talking to that person thinking about making that next step,
Mhm.
what has Landstar in general done for you, and maybe some of the good bads? I mean, we could just talk out loud.
Well, I mean, Landstar it's different than most companies. If you're used to being a company driver, you've got a dispatcher telling you where to go, what to do, what time
Right.
to be there, and if you come over to Landstar, you've got to have that mentality to you can't rely on a dispatcher. You're your own dispatcher.
Oh, really?
You have to find your own loads. You have to want to go to work. Some guys come over here and they don't make it. They don't make it because they're used to having somebody telling them, well, here, you got this load, go pick it up, what time, and all that. Well, if you don't make it here, it's your fault because you're your own boss. You're the one that's got to find you the loads. So
Wow. So let me ask this question then. If you're doing all the work, what does Landstar offer you as an owner-operator?
well, they offer a lot. I mean, all the programs they have, the fuel discounts,
Mhm.
tire discounts, the notoriety, the name, everybody knows Landstar. The safety, they have the safety that's, top notch out of all these trucking companies. So they just offer you just a security of being with them.
I love
having
it.
a job.
No,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
And
because-
that's why I've been here. I've tried a few different companies. And,
Oh, have you?
yeah, and I've been driving for 27 years. So
27 years?
Yeah.
Why you look like
Yeah.
you're 33 though?
No, I'm 53. So it's put a lot of toll on me.
Come
So,
on now.
Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, I mean that's why I've been here. I mean, I wish I would have found Landstar a long time ago.
Really?
I didn't, I just didn't know about it, and I had some people that I talked to that was at Landstar, and they told me to, give them a try.
Really?
And I did, and I've been here ever since. So,
So 20 mother truckers. I don't know if you're hearing this. Hopefully you guys are getting value from this, but one thing that we don't have on our side is time. And Todd's been driving for 27 years. And only the last 13 years did he find a company like this that works for him. And I'll be the first to say, because we talked offline, Landstar doesn't have any recruiting. There's no recruiting or nothing like this. This is not a recruiting video, people. This is just somebody that jumped into the chrome shop looking for something.
yeah, just getting some parts and chrome for the truck, to
I love
make
it.
it look a little bit better.
And then I came over here and solicited you.
Yeah.
That's kind of my hobby. I don't want to say it out loud, but soliciting strangers and trying to get into their trucks.
Right.
But no, that's incredible. So honestly, if you would have known, you would have jumped on with Landstar earlier.
Yeah, I mean, if I would have known about them
Wow.
when I first, wanted to become an owner operator, I would have been, there's guys over at Landstar that's been here, 30, 40 years.
Really?
They make it a career, and that's, that's what I'm going to do. I hope I can be here until I'm ready to retire.
No, I hear you.
So,
I hear you. And if we're speaking about that now, when you look at a company like Landstar, any recommendations or advice, anything you wish you would have known before in general jumping in, some little tidbits for the new guys that are thinking about using Landstar as their company to back them up in their trucking business?
well, like I said, if you're coming from, just being a company driver, when you come over here, you just got to have in your head that, you're the one that has to get your loads. You're the one that has to do all this. You're not going to have somebody calling you, hey, I got this load down the road to pick up. It's not like that. If you want to make money, you can make money.
I hear you. Do they have any mentorship programs there at all? Because I know going from company to owner operator and have to put your own loads right away is kind of scary. Do they have any training programs to help you with that?
Yeah, when you first get on there, you go through a couple classes, and they break down, how to look for board, on the load board, how to look for loads and stuff, and they have different financial classes. You can put in all your information of your load, rate per mile, miles, all that stuff to break it down. So it's a pretty good program.
Well, that's awesome. And I see so many Landstar drivers that, sometimes we are getting bad advice, but, I'd encourage everyone to reach out to some of these drivers that you see and, talk to them, give you some tips, because I hate it learning this way, but I'm always learning from my own mistakes. Mm-hmm. And as much as people always tell me what not to do, right, I find myself disregarding it until it happens to me.
Right.
And then I'm like, preventative maintenance.
Right.
Preventative maintenance.
Yeah. That's a big thing right there.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Just, you preach that, you always, whenever you stop, always walk around your truck, do your pre-trip,
Yeah.
make sure, and that, like you said, that's preventative maintenance,
And
You're
sometimes
gonna
you're
gonna find something small.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of it, then it's gonna turn into something big. So.
No, I hear you. And
Yeah.
at the end of this, brother, working and running hard. I hear guys say that they can make up to $250,000, $300,000 gross, and that's gross for the year if they run extremely hard. Mm-hmm. What's the myth buster? Since you're here now and we're just speaking transparency.
Well, you don't, at Landstar, you don't have to run hard.
Right.
The loads pay pretty good depending on what you're doing. Last year I only ran like 100,000 miles and was very comfortable with my pay and stuff.
Really?
So, yeah.
Really. And 100,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
And, we always put the money to the glass, but what kind of gross do you make with 100,000 miles? I'm thinking 50,000 gross.
No, it was 222, 223.
Oh, really?
Like that. Yeah, for 100,000 miles.
And then after taxes, you're still doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah, you're doing all right.
You're doing all right.
Yeah,
So,
when I first came over here, you was talking about, run, make them. When I first came here,
yeah,
I thought that's what it was about. I was running 160,000 miles a
Really?
year, and I guess that's how I got my million miles pretty quick. You know, 8.5 years, and I just realized I don't have to run that hard. You know,
Really?
I don't have to run West Coast. You know, back and forth.
So it's not forced dispatches. You take care of you.
Yeah, you just take care of you. Do what you like to do. Run the areas that you like to run. You know.
I like that. So I'm just curious though, when you were running 150, 60,000 miles, what kind of gross were you making back then for the guys that are young, have a young family, and want to run hard?
Yeah, well, you know, one year I think I made 285, 290.
Oh, really?
You know, but you're gone a lot. You're gone a lot. You figure 160,000 miles. You're not seeing the family very often.
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking this run 90 to 100,000 miles and make 220 something thousand gross, put in the bank 80, 90 grand, whatever it is, right? I'm just doing my quick math of slashing everything in half.
Right, yeah.
That's great. That's great.
The older you get, you know, I guess you learn a little bit.
I was going to ask you that, Todd. Like, what tips would you have for the new guys coming into the industry in general, regardless if they want to work with Landstar or not?
Well, I mean, it's just about safety. You gotta have safety. That's the main goal over at Landstar. And just safety. Don't run as hard as you think you need to run, because at Landstar you don't have to run that hard.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, and I feel like so many companies, they always push. And that's when all the accidents happen.
Exactly. Yep. You know, I knock on wood, you know, 1.5 million, I haven't had any accidents, no tickets, nothing. So, you know, hope this doesn't jinx me, but
I'm knocking on I'm knocking on wood right now. You know, we're knocking on wood right now. And what type of freight are you hauling these days?
I pull platform, low pro 3-axle step.
What is that for? Just pretend I'm a dummy and I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a step deck. It's a platform, you know, step deck. It's got 3 axles. So I haul anything that'll fit on an open deck trailer. You know, crates, military, vehicles, machinery. You know, anything that won't fit inside a van. You know, I don't bump docks. I just, you know, pull right up in the parking lot and they unload. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so now, when that comes to that, would you recommend the younger guys and gals to jump right in dry van or get themselves a step deck and learn the game?
Well, it's hard. I mean, guys come in that doesn't have any experience with, you know, heavy haul platform stuff. You know, they got to do the van stuff. But they have a class at Landstar, a securement class that will train you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they will train you to do the platform stuff, you know, securement chains and stuff like that.
Really? So what's the minimum requirements to work at Landstar? How many years as experience? Anything? Would you know?
You put me on the spot.
It's okay if you don't know.
I'm thinking it's 2 years.
Okay.
I think you have to have 2 years over the road. You can't have any accidents. Or,
right.
I'm not sure about how many tickets, but Landstar is safety. So,
yeah,
you know, you got to have a clean record to come over here.
No, that makes sense. So I'm already thinking of my own strategy. Okay, so if I have 2 years or 3 years, 2.5, you know, check on the guidelines, go on their own website, check it out.
Right.
My man here has been driving a long time. He don't remember that part. But if I went in, my strategy would be I want to get paid the most. So I'm already thinking step deck is going to make more than dry van on the most part. Maybe it's not true. Maybe it is. But I'm thinking a little bit more hands-on is going to pay a little bit more.
Yeah, it just depends on, you know, your niche,
right.
what area you're going to run in, you know,
right.
what you like to do, the economy, you know, how things are going right now. So.
Yeah, I would say that would be my strategy. Get my 2.5 years or whatnot with their minimum guidelines, jump in, do the dry van, and then from there start taking the classes to learn the securement.
Yeah, it's just like a 2-3 day class. Like you can come over to Landstar, pull a van for a while,
right,
and then, you know, get a hold of Landstar, make your appointment. I'm not sure where they're doing the securement now,
right.
But they have the securement class. You know, it's like a 2-3 day.
Love it.
Classroom, and then you go outside and have the hands-on, show you, you know, how to do stuff. So yeah.
No, I appreciate you. I don't know if you know what you've done for us on the show, but I'm telling you, there's so many people that are very lost and don't have a way to provide for their family. And I think with this interview, you might have opened up some curiosity.
Yeah.
So that's great.
They can do it. People can do it if they want to.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We are the music makers, and we are the dreamers of dreams.